Hello and welcome. I am in Australia. My name is Julie Lewin. I have been a medical intuitive for 41 years. I should be doing more. The activation is, without a balance of work and play, I'll quickly burn out. Sometimes the smallest action gets the biggest results. What I was getting was the memory of what I did when I had chronic fatigue. This one was asking nature to help with energy. So I had a vision of green grass, asking the trees and nature to support you energetically. That was one of the things that I was able to do when I couldn't do much of anything. I've got goosebumps. The tree has said yes. You can use its energy. You can do this through the window. This is you. This is the tree. And how do you know which tree to ask for its support? It will be brighter. There'll be a glow around the leaves. You feel which one. The other ones will feel dull, but that big one outside of your window is the one. And then you ask it if you can share its energy. I haven't ever had a tree say no. And then you breathe it in with gratitude and you send it back with love. Breathe it in with gratitude, send it back with love. And do that for a few minutes. Breathe it in and send it back. Breathe it in and send it back. That's one thing that I'll get you to do. And this is good for anyone. Add this into your daily routine. Now, this one is that you imagine that you are floating horizontally in space and you bring a hula hoop over your body. And what will happen, where your body needs extra healing or where your body needs help, the hula hoop will stop. You know the aurora borealis or the northern lights? Light comes from the hula hoop into your body, and it can be any color. It's whatever color frequency your body needs, and the hoop will stay there until your holographic body in that part has received the frequency that it needs. And then it will then move to the next spot, until it comes out your feet. And then what you do is you bring it back and it starts again. And you keep doing that until it can go from your head to your feet in one go and it doesn't stop. That's that technique. Would you like me to share a story about when I created this technique? Because it's incredible. When I appeared on the TV show The Extraordinary in 1994 and 1996, a lady from Canada reached out and she said, Julie, my mum in Hungary was in intensive care and they didn't know what was wrong with her. She'd been there for 10 days and they were stumped. They did not know. And she said, can you help her? And my rule is, the only rule I was given is you do not enter the energy body of anyone who doesn't give you express permission. So I said to her, yes, I can help her, but she needs to tell you that I have permission to do what I do. And so then another 24 hours passed and she rang me back and she said, my mum said, yes, this is the technique that came through when I worked for her mum. And I did that until the hoop would pass from there to there. No word of a lie. When she woke up the next morning, she was completely healed and the doctor sent her home and they don't know what was wrong with her. And then there's a but. 6 months later, the daughter rang me again and she said, Mum's back in intensive care. And I said, your mum is stressed. She said, I know she's stressed. I said, the stress is affecting her body. And so I did this technique again, and the next day she went home. I don't understand how this works. I just know that it works, and I don't ask questions, so I can't answer any questions on why it does it. But yeah, that's the technique, and it's absolutely amazing, and I would encourage you to do that technique, and it's just given me goosebumps. So that is the solution to I should be doing more. And so when you can't do physically, there's nothing stopping your mind and doing metaphysically or holographically. Okay, what is the message? This is the active card, and it says it is time to take action. Action will release you from the prison of indecisiveness and the trap of being afraid to make the wrong decision. Take courage and have faith in yourself and make a decision. Any decision. It is time to steer your ship. You must conduct your energy now. Whew, this is quite the message. Understand that by actively and consciously moving your energy, you are the director of your screenplay, not a puppet in someone else's play. Action releases stagnant energy and brings flow back into your life. Any action is better than no action. Action will initiate change of some sort to give you the momentum to create new choices. Action is your friend, not the enemy. Even though sometimes you cannot see where your action will lead you, now is when faith and trust in your intuition is important. Other times you'll know exactly what action you need to take and can see the vision clearly. Remember, the journey is not a straight line. It has twists and turns you haven't considered. Keep taking action from the place of flow, and your life will be richer and more fulfilled. And each morning, this is the exercise, each morning ask yourself, what is it I am afraid to do today that will serve me? So that's the key part, that will serve me, and do it. Whatever the outcome, you will learn something valuable about yourself. As I was reading that, I had a drop down of a vision. So here's the thing. Sometimes the action doesn't need to be about the thing that you need to take action on, but the energy is still stuck. We call it stagnant energy. And so sometimes it's doing something completely different. I'm going to share a story of what I did. I was completely stuck in taking any action. And what I did was I decided to clean out my linen closet. I pulled it all out, and then I sorted it and I put it back in order. Now, that took me probably, I don't know, I might have allocated a day, but it was a lot. I refolded everything, I pulled everything and redid it. But what happened with the actions that I needed to take in my business, they just started coming like that. And I'll tell you why. Because when you're doing a task that doesn't need any thinking, you actually drop into your alpha levels. So when you're doing the dishes, cleaning out a drawer, tidying a cupboard, they're all going to put you in your alpha levels. When you're in your alpha brainwave, that's when creativity comes in. That's when solutions are discovered, and then you can take action. I've got goosebumps, and all the hairs on my arms are standing up. I don't know if you can see that, but I feel like that's really important for you. Okay, I'm coming to these cards as well. Here we go. What is the message today? Celestial Guidance. I love this card. Celestial beings guide and watch over you. It's part of the etheric body. Celestial beings reside at a vibration where the ordinary human eye cannot see them. However, at times you can feel them beside you tenderly. I can feel them. They're right in my face. At times you can feel them beside you, tenderly stroking your face as you sink deeply into sleep. This whisper of a touch is a subtle reminder that you are never alone. And as you raise your level of consciousness, you will be more aware of the celestial vibration and will experience their presence in your life more often. Sometimes this can be frightening, not because it is harmful, but because it is an unknown quality and you don't know the rules of this world. Secure yourself in the divine light vibration by surrounding yourself in bright white light. Know you are safe and protected, and the celestial beings can join you there. They're all in my face. So the exercise is, tonight as you drift into sleep, gently relax and see if you can feel the fairy kisses of the celestial beings as they watch over you. And when you can feel the gentle and subtle presence of the celestial beings, you will be sensitive to the nuances and subtle signs guiding you on your life's purpose. I'm going to say that again. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, gently relax. And one of the things that I do, it consciously relax all the muscles in my face. Did you know that we hold so much in our face? So I gently relax all the muscles in my face, and I'll show you what that looks like. So this is just me, and this is what I do. Did you see how that happened? It's like everything just drained out of my face. See, can you see that movement of consciously relaxing? That's what I'm talking about. And when you can feel the gentle and subtle presence of the celestial beings, you will also be sensitive to the nuances and subtle signs guiding you on your life's purpose. I don't know why I'm saying this. To actually just sit in the stillness. Do you need to close your eyes? Not necessarily, but sit in the stillness. I don't know if you've got a meditation cushion. Put your shawl around you and just drop and let all of the tension out of your body like that. You can feel that coming through, and then just invite the celestial beings to come closer and just feel their energy. You'll feel a subtle shift. Does that make sense? They're just touching me all over my face. It's a bit like they're excited that I'm sharing this. I'm not sure what message they're going to give you, but I feel like you're looking for some answers. So in the stillness of that, I feel like you're going to have answers drop in. I hope that is helpful. They've got messages for you, and they need the stillness. Look, they're just everywhere. Oh, they're saying listen. So they were right on my mouth, and so they're saying listen and speak. You just have to pay attention, but they want you to listen and then they want you to speak. So I'm not sure what it is that you need to speak, but they're asking for you to listen. Okie dokie. This is the spine and these are the nerves here. This is the structure of your life. They talk about the backbone. This is literally our backbone. It holds the framework of our life. So from a metaphysical perspective, every vertebrae has nerves coming out. And if people are getting in the way and you're trying to follow your energy, what we want is to free up the nerves. We want to create flow. Did you just see that? Did you see the light when I did that? That was wild. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes and imagine that you can see your spine, and that you can see the yellow, the golden color there. That light is absolutely wild. It's definitely about the nerves, the nervous system. So you imagine that you've got an Aladdin's lamp, and you're pouring golden oil down the spinal cord, down the column, down the spinal column. And wherever it stops or slows, heat the oil up with your mind so that it will flow freely. So what you're looking for is the oil to flow freely all the way to the coccyx. And you need to use your mind to melt the blocks as you're coming through. And then it bounces off the coccyx and comes all the way back up into the lamp. And then you pour it down again, and you keep doing that until it flows freely. And then the next time you pour it down, it's going to come into all your nerves, and it's going to soothe your nervous system. When they show the nerves, it'll show the shape of your whole holographic body. That's what you're looking for. And if there's any blank spots where there's no nerves showing up, you imagine a fine acupuncture needle is going into the nerve and connecting them up. And then the golden oil will flow throughout your entire body. That is going to help with your nervous system. And it's also going to help your whole body relax. And when your body is not on high alert, then life flows more. Does that make sense? This is an amazing one. This is one that helped me. It's a frequency to heal the nerves. This is not one of my techniques, but it's one that I learned, and I've got a story to share about this. This is the energy protection egg. And see, they're all gold crosses, and it's in the shape of an egg. I learned this from my psychic development teacher in 1987. Can you believe that? So nearly 40 years ago. And basically, if you're frightened, either physically or metaphysically, like from the subtle realms, imagine that you're inside of a golden egg shape with all these crosses. And when you're in there, you then do a mantra, please God protect me, please God protect me. And this is a protection shield. And I have dozens of stories about this, particularly for myself. So I'm not sure if you have night terrors, you have experiences where you don't feel safe. This is one of them. Back in 2001, I went on retreat to the US, and I needed to walk back from the venue 20 minutes along a country road to my accommodation because there was no one who I could get a lift with. And it was a cloudy, fully 100% cloudy night. And I thought, what am I going to do? I am terrified of the dark. I thought, is there a wild animal going to come down and get me? I was in full-blown terror. So I did this, and I'm just going, please God protect me, please God protect me. And then I saw a car coming, so I ducked into the bushes to hide because I was terrified I was going to get abducted, and the mind is crazy. And then something happened. I was saying this mantra, and I just felt incredibly safe. It was so dark because there was no moon, no light from anywhere. And as I was saying this mantra, something amazing happened. And I saw the glow of the trees, all nature, it was glowing. So it was a kaleidoscope of all different shades of grey with the light. And you know what? I was able to walk along the side of that road in the dark of night. I didn't duck in the bushes after that. If a car came along, I just kept walking. because I felt safe, but I felt protected. And you know what? I may even have been invisible. You know how in the Celestine prophecy they talk about when the soldiers were coming, and he just felt this euphoria overcome him, and the soldiers just walked away. They didn't come near him. That was the feeling that I got from this. I teach this to kids as well, so that they feel safe at night. It is incredibly powerful. Absolutely, you can do it in your car. So whenever a trauma trigger activates, do this. Imagine that you are just in this bubble of gold crosses, and that you are being held and protected and safe. Okay, I've got goosebumps. It's a good one. Here we go. What's the message? Oh, that one. Natural. To be natural is to be neither artificial nor man-made. When I see this card, I always think of being your authentic self. Being natural can relate to a number of areas in relation to your physical well-being. For example, the fabric you wear, your personality style, the use of or lack of makeup, and whether you remove body hair or not. What you find natural may not be natural for another. So do not compare yourself to others. This is what I'm getting. This is the message for you, is do not compare yourself to others. And I've got goosebumps as I read that. Energetically, when you wear natural fiber clothes, your whole being feels more alive, free, and clear. Relieve some of the stressors on your body and wear totally natural fibers today. See, it's almost like the straw that breaks the camel's back, right? If we can consciously reduce some of the stressors, we don't get to that complete overwhelm and this one straw that breaks the camel's back. So if you can relieve the stressors on your body in certain ways, then when something big comes along, it doesn't tip you over the edge. It doesn't put you out on the ledge where you have a panic attack. I've got goosebumps. This is important. To relieve some of the stresses on your body, natural food is the best source of nutrition for you. And that is food God made rather than synthetic food made from chemicals or man-made. And you can make this a rule your body will love. If God didn't make it, don't eat it. A classic example of this is butter or margarine. I only eat butter. So the exercise is experiment with wearing all natural fibers. Keep a record of how you feel emotionally, physically, and mentally at the day's end. Also, experiment with wearing synthetic fibers and keep a record as above, and compare the results and make positive choices about the fibers that you wear against your body. To observe the subtle differences that when you wear synthetic or when you wear natural things, if you have anything that's made from chemicals as opposed to purely natural, it's going to be subtle, but it's going to feel different. These cards, I tell you, it says it's hard to start a business. And the activation is, I have skills and passion and am open to learning what I don't know. I take one step at a time and allow it to unfold before me. Are there any thoughts that you have that you want to share some of your knowledge with people? I'm just going to do a card from here because I feel like there's something here with skills and passion. Oh, heighten your senses and be one with all that is. And it could be that it's about documenting your knowledge and your wisdom without even thinking, yes, I'm going to sell this as a course. I feel like that you have wisdom that it would be amazing to pass on to others, to the younger generations, helping them move forward. And this one here is, heighten your senses to be one with all that is. It says you have been gifted with 5 senses: sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. If for some reason you have lost the faculty of one or more of your senses, the remaining senses intensify to compensate. You can heighten your senses by plunging yourself into the sensation of being in the moment, whether it be pain or pleasure. Be fully present. You will learn about your true self by observing your responses and patterns. It says here, stop being unconscious of your environment, your feelings and your senses. No more autopilot. When you heighten your 5 physical senses, your 6th sense, an intangible faculty of awareness and insight, also heightens your overall experience. I feel like this is the key to the message for you. If you take the time to do this, it will seem you can hear through touch, smell through hearing, and generally sense more than you could if you're in your unconscious awareness. So here's the exercise. Close your eyes and contemplate your breath. Breathe in the walls, the ceiling, and the floor, and release your breath slowly and allow the walls, the ceiling, and the floor to return like elastic to its original form. And breathe them in again and take more, and bring the earth, the trees, the clouds, and the stars, or the blue sky into your being. And as you breathe them out, feel your very essence become one with the entire universe. You are all that is. Of this there is no question. And if you practice this regularly and awaken your inner gift of manifesting through your senses. This is important. I have goosebumps going all the way to my toes. And I've got tears in my eyes. So you have something to share. And it doesn't have to be a business. Okay, let's do this. Oh, okay. Memory. That's the one that flipped over. It's part of the mental body. Storing and recalling experiences and knowledge. When I see this, I'm feeling like there is ancestor knowledge that's coming through. Storing and recalling experiences and knowledge. So let's see what the book says. Be aware your memory is affected by your filters, which determine how you see the world and the emotions you experience at any point in time. Therefore, your memory of an incident or point in time will generally be different from anyone else who experiences the same situation as you. Memories can uplift and inspire you, and they can also depress and bind you. Enjoy your uplifting and inspirational memories. Inspect, identify, and understand your pattern in relation to the memories that bind you. Memories can also be used to inspire creative visualization, to trigger physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. And if your memories are creating a downward spiral in your life, the best form of forgiveness, either of yourself or others, is to forget. It is not serving you, forget it. Move on and create more memories that uplift and inspire you. The exercise. In your journal, dedicate a section to identifying and understanding life patterns from your memories. Set aside at least one sacred time a week to use your memories to identify a pattern that you run unconsciously. Everyone can be doing this. If the pattern serves you, it is now a conscious pattern and you can use it deliberately. I have got someone standing behind me touching my neck. So what that's saying to me is that there's some information that you don't have right now that you need to bring forward. If the pattern serves you, it is now a conscious pattern and you can use it deliberately. If it doesn't serve you, then take action to transform it. So what I'm getting here, memories can also be used to inspire creative visualization, to trigger physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. So Tash, my daughter, who works with me, has been going through a world of memories and chaos, and everything's bubbling up and rising to the surface for her because I said something. We were interviewed for a radio show last week, and the radio show was supposed to go to air on Thursday night, and it didn't. It disappeared. And the person who interviewed us was very apologetic, and she said, "I am so sorry. I don't know what happened there." So we were interviewed on the Tuesday, and Tash has been working on, she's designed 9 decks of cards in the last 2 months, and she's brought all this wisdom through. And I thought, oh, okay, so I'm going to take the supporting role and step back and let her shine. It activated everything in her. She didn't know that's how I was feeling. That came out in the interview because Diani said to me, "And how do you see your role moving forward with this new work?" And I unconsciously said, "Oh, it's going to be my turn to step back and support Tash." And that brought all the memories of being bullied up. It brought all her memories of I'm not good enough. It brought all her imposter memories up. It brought up that the girls in high school would invite her into a group, and then they'd say, "We don't want you anymore." And this was this pattern. The awesome thing is that I was able to help her with that. But unless something comes to the surface through memory, we can't do something about it. So I am feeling that the exercise for this card is to set aside 1 day a week to journal about a memory and really dig into the pattern that's creating, because you will get to know yourself way deeper. That's what you do, is that you journal it and look at it, ask yourself questions, and be the observer of asking the questions. Last night I talked about the drama triangle, and I wrote it on this little piece of paper. So Cartman discovered the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. And the drama triangle, it's quite well known around the world, where we have the victim, the rescuer, and the persecutor. And we can be doing all of that to ourselves. I feel like this is an internal journey for you. But once we identify what role we are playing, we become the observer. And as the observer, we can become the creator of the reality we want to live through moving forward. What I'm feeling is that when you choose to inspect what's coming up, use this as the doorway, and then become the observer, and then journal, write whatever comes. And I think that you are going to be able to discover so much about yourself quickly, and it gives me goosebumps. Okay, we got 2 cards. Sensation, the pleasure and the pain, and bouncy. High spirits fill you with the joy of living. Let me just have a look. I'm going to read the bouncy one. It says, high spirits fill you with the joy of living, and I can feel that with you. Your personality may be bouncy, or the energy rocketing through you is triggering the bounce in your step. Exult in the feeling of expanding your energetic boundaries beyond all previous conception. Remember, as far as you extend your energy body, you will bounce back safely. And they're touching me around my mouth, so it's something to do with how you're communicating. Your imagination is the only thing that is limiting you from stretching your energetic boundaries. You have a physical body and a holographic body, which is an exact replica of your human body. You can travel interdimensionally with your holographic body and experience tangible benefits of the healing, of the energy healing you generate. Consider this. Perhaps the pyramids are not tombs, but healing chambers. Perhaps the precise shape of these structures creates energy vortexes that you can access via your holographic body. Explore this concept in the exercise below. Imagine your holographic body inside the energy vortex of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And you may be surprised by what you experience in your physical body when you explore the energy world in this way. So the exercise is, explore your uncharted energetic world today. There are no rules. You are free to explore in your unique way. Let your imagination guide you. The thing that I'm getting out of all of this is that you can travel interdimensionally, and as I'm saying that, I'm seeing the golden egg of protection, the one that we got earlier. So travel interdimensionally, protected, and okay, I'm feeling that you are traveling to the angelic realms, and that there are messages for you in the angelic realm, and that, okay, see this here? This is like all stuff that happens, and then you're coming in through all the emotion and then all the way into the center. This is like your third eye, pineal gland, and just going through this portal. And I don't even know why I'm saying this. I'm seeing this here as the doorway for you to dimensionally travel, and that you could use this visual to imagine yourself journeying beyond what you've ever experienced before. That's what I'm getting. So I don't know if that's helpful. And I don't know if you were asking for a doorway that you could travel through. Okay, here we go. I've got goosebumps. Okay, we've got two cards there. Physical body, in the flesh, be present in your body, and pure, free from corruption and evil. So we have those two, and then they're saying one from here. That one. Ooh, prayer of protection. Okay. I want to read pure. There we go. Oh yeah, this one's beautiful. The realm of purity, or otherwise known as the angelic realm, is available to all. You can visit the angelic realm whenever you choose. Simply think yourself there. What you experience in the angelic realm is your unique gift, and the realm of purity is your sanctuary. No one can take this away from you. It is your personal private space to feel safe, embraced, nurtured, and where you can receive unbiased guidance. There is no hidden agenda in the realm of purity. Gift yourself this time in your busy day. Be your authentic self. No more masks, no more chameleon personalities. It's time to discover and love all that is pure in you. When you know your authentic, pure self, you can shine your brilliance. There will be those who resonate with the authentic, and there will be those who don't. Be prepared for change when you decide to shine brightly. Look at the brightness in there. Look at the brightness in there. Doesn't that look like somebody standing in the light? Yeah. The exercise is sit quietly and listen for your heartbeat in your ears. And as you become the heartbeat, step onto the crystal staircase before you. And with each step you take, your surroundings become brighter and brighter. And if you listen closely, you will become aware of the most exquisite sounds coming out of the brightness before you. The angels are welcoming you to the world of purity. Be seduced by their invitation and enter the angelic realm and embrace the healing that is yours. So what I would do is be fully present in your body, do your prayer of protection, and enter the angelic realm and receive the healing from the angelic realm, whatever that looks like. And it will be different every single time. But be grounded in your physical body so that all of your cells experience this experience. Does that make sense? Do you have a prayer that you say? It could be as simple as, please God protect me. And I would also do the gold crosses and sit yourself inside of the gold cross. Please God protect me. I've got goosebumps. I have something to share, and if you were on the call last night, you know it. But yesterday, something incredible happened. Do you want me to share it with you? It's my miraculously magical, amazing experience. I think I got... So, I love God. I love Jesus. I do not go to a specific church. I follow the 10 Commandments. I have my own journey that I'm on. And a few months ago, I thought, you know what? I'd really like a new Bible. I still have my Bible from 55 years ago when I was in high school. And it was just a thought that I put out there. And the interesting thing is, the night before last, I did tomorrow I expect something miraculously magical and amazing to happen. And then when I woke up, I did the same thing. And I just made my cup of coffee. And I thought, was that a knock on the door? And so I went. And yes, there was someone standing at the door. And it was an older lady with a bag. And she asked me how I was coping with the storms. And we have had some really bad storms in the last few days. And she said, was there any damage? I said, no, we're all good, I hope. And so we talked a little bit about that. And she said, and that's why I'm here. I'm just wanting to make sure that you're okay and, you know, how you're feeling about the chaos in the world. And my reply to her was, everything is in divine order, and for something new to come through, the old must collapse. And she said, that's so refreshing. She also asked me what my faith was, and I told her what I just said to you. She said, it's so refreshing to hear your perspective. And I said, well, that's really awesome. I'm glad that's refreshing. And I said, what's your faith? And she said, I'm Seventh-day Adventist. And I was able to say, well, one of my friends is Seventh-day Adventist. And so she liked that we had that connection. And then she reached down into her bag and she said, I'd like to gift you a book. And she handed me a few books. And I said, look, I won't be able to read those because the words are too small. And the yellow paper makes it hard for me to see. And she said, well, what about this book? And she handed me another book about Revelations. And I said, I will be able to read that. And I have a specific interest from personal experience about Revelations. But no word of a lie, this is what she gifted me: a new Bible. But I had said in my thoughts a few months ago, I want a Bible that has lessons in it so that I can read what the lessons are. No word of a lie. Look at this. It has lessons in the back. I know, she was an angel. I have a new Bible. Look, will I read it? I will pick it up and read it. And am I able to read it? Yes. The paper is white and the words are bigger. But it was more that I had a thought. I wanted a new Bible in my house, and I got gifted it. But she also picked up a card, because I was watching a video about UFOs, and she gave me a card about third encounters, and I thought, you can't make this stuff up. That's absolutely wild. And so, yeah, I got my miracle. And so I'm just curious what's going to happen today. And, oh, that's not the best part. The best part is I said to her, what made you come to my house today? And she said, I asked God to guide me to where I'm needed. Isn't that incredible? God knew I wanted a new Bible, and she had one. I am blessed. So that's my exciting story from yesterday. And I thought, wow, amazing things happen when we expect them. So I hope that my story has inspired you to do that little mantra before you go to sleep and when you wake up in the morning, and come see what is going to show up in your world. Oh, I have another experience I want to share with you about Jesus. Sometimes I just have this, it's kind of a panic attack, and it comes out of nowhere. It happens after I eat fish. So I know that there's something about me eating fish that creates a chemical something in my brain where I go into this overwhelm, and I think, okay, I haven't got my affairs in order. I'm going to die tonight. My husband doesn't know the passwords for the banking. I need to write down everything so that he will know what to do. It's truly horrific. And this happened to me last week. We had tuna patties for dinner. I was just going, please God, protect me. Please, please God, help me. And you know when you close your eyes and you're still looking at the back of your eyelids and it's dark, but sometimes images appear like in silver light. No word of a lie, Jesus appeared on the back of my eyelids. I just went, thank you, God. And my whole nervous system settled and I was able to go to sleep. So that was last week. Yes, I feel like I am experiencing miracles and blessings, and I think it's because I'm saying the prayers. I'm expecting amazing things to happen. It was absolutely amazing. I could even sketch it. It was that clear that Jesus was right there behind my eyelids. It was like Jesus stepped into my body. It was incredible. I hope that you have had a wonderful, wonderful time. It's awesome to hang out with you and be able to help you. And I'm going to end off now, and I will catch you all later.